Malware is a non-technical look at the tech news of the week.
This is a podcast where we learn together about everything from crypto to AI to whatever comes next in tech. I'm Natasha Hoskins.
I'm Deana Burke.
And this is Boys Club.
Wait, is it just Boys Club?
It's just Boys Club.
The Boys Club podcast?
No. Just Boys Club. Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
Here we are.
This is Malware. What's Malware, Natasha?
Malware is a weekly podcast where you and I talk about what's happening in the news, the tech news, tech and crypto news of the week, and explain it to each other. It's like an explain it like I'm five kind of podcast.
Yeah.
It's
We're
like
both learning and trying our best to explain it to each other. And in explaining it, that's often how you learn the best.
Exactly. So we're learning all together here about certain things. Some of it's serious, some of it's deeply unserious. And that's the way of the world, honestly. So that's what we're doing here. We had a great week together.
We were together in New
It was
York.
so nice.
It was really
so nice. We did some end of year, I guess, end of year retro, beginning of year planning.
Yeah.
It's very special and shocking that we get to decide what this business looks like.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is up to this group of people in this room here. There's really no one else that's going to tell us what to do here.
No, there sure isn't. Yeah. At some point, we're going to have to re-answer the question, what is Boys Club?
That's going to be, that's in the works, actually.
It's in the works. It's not now, but it's going to be soon. We're going to have to jump into that.
And the lore of that, for folks who don't know, is that when we first started this podcast 2.5 years ago, that's insane. First of all. Second of all, every episode would ask each other what's Boys Club because we didn't have any fucking idea. And turns out still kind of asking ourselves what's Boys Club. But I feel genuinely blessed to do that and have the privilege to do that and wouldn't want to do anything else. So that's what we're doing. Let's get into some news.
Yeah, just for folks who like to know what's coming up, we're going to be talking about quantum computing, what it is, what it has to do with Bitcoin and crypto. We're going to be talking about Ripple, which has been in the news a lot lately, and some stuff there. And then Natasha, our Memecoin correspondent, I know you hate this, but unfortunately it's the role that you perhaps were born to play.
Did one week of Memecoin trading. Cannot shake the identity.
You can't. No, it's sticky. So we're going to do a little Memecoin chat at the end. And I hope you like it.
Let's get into quantum computing. I'm excited to learn. I've heard the TLDR.
Yeah.
And I am curious to learn more from you. And I saw a really great tweet from Kate on our team where it was the new meme format of Cillian. I never know how to say his name.
Cillian Murphy
in the movie where he's, I don't know, dead. It's like the weirdest meme format.
A zombie movie, yeah.
Zombie. Okay, zombie. And Kate said me trying to learn about quantum computing today. I really respect that there's a baked into the Boys Club identity is like a curiosity about the world, which means that we show up to our daily stand-up called Dumb Bitch Hour and say, oh, we saw this thing that happened. Let's make a meme about it. And part of the work is to make a good meme. You have to know what it's about.
Yes, you have to be familiar. Yep.
And so she did that, and she made 2 very wonderful memes on it. And just shout out to Kate Polly.
Always. Previous to today or yesterday, I knew nothing about quantum computing, only that it kind of existed. And now I'm an expert.
Exactly. PhD.
And by expert, I mean I have the loosest grip on what I think it is. And someone could listen to this and say, you've got it all wrong. But we
don't care.
Don't care. We don't care. Okay, so on Monday, Google had this big flashy announcement where they announced a thing called Willow, which is a quantum computing chip. And it was a huge announcement because basically within the announcement, they were talking about how Willow performed a computation in under 5 minutes, what it would take today's fastest supercomputer 10 septillion years to do. 10 septillion is...
I don't even know that number. I don't know her.
No, you don't know her. I didn't know her either. A 10 with 24 zeros after it, which is longer than the age of the universe.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, that was a fantastical thing to put into the story and really captured everyone's attention because it's like
fair.
Totally fair. And so just to say that again, today's computers, it would take them that long to do something that Willow did in 5 minutes.
And when you say today's computers, are you talking about like my MacBook Air here?
I don't think so. I do not think so. I think like even better than your MacBook.
More advanced. Okay.
Yeah, like the supercomputer. I don't know where they have those and what they're doing. But
this feels so advanced to me because I go into the Apple store and they're telling me like the different level of computing, and I'm like, couldn't care less.
Does not compute. Totally.
Okay, so this is like an MIT level, like something.
Research labs. We're in the research lab, totally, fully. And that is really also like where quantum computing is at, where it's like they had this big breakthrough and this big announcement, but they're not shipping any product against it. Like we're nowhere near that yet.
Okay.
But it was more just like there was this big research breakthrough. This is possibly what's to come. This is what the path could look like. Cool. One interesting thing in how quantum computing works, which might be useful for you to have just to hang your hat on every once in a while when people say it.
Great.
So our computers work with, they use bits to process information. So it's a 1 or a 0 type of thing.
Okay.
Quantum computers use something called a qubit, quantum bits, qubits, which, just stay with me for a second, they can be a 0 or 1, but they also could be a 0 or 1 at the same time.
Okay.
So
they're queer.
They're poly. That idea of being both states at the same time is something called superposition. You might hear that talked about a lot. And then there's this idea called quantum entanglement, which is that these qubits, they are in these various states, and basically like all of them are linked, and no matter how far apart they are, like when one, they can sense when another one's changes state, and like they can change state too.
So essentially, like there's a dynamism,
to
quantum computing that doesn't exist in trad computers.
Yeah. Kind of how I've been thinking about it is, and this is wrong, but it's just how I've been thinking about it is like there's many parallel things that are happening all at one time.
Okay.
It's like they're able to run it all at once.
Okay.
And then like figure out the best path or figure out the solution fastest because like they've run an infinite number of different scenarios or whatever.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the movie Sliding Doors?
No.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, I love her. But
yeah,
no.
it's kind of a throwback, but it's like a multiverse type of, it's not a multiverse, but like she had this one life that she lived, but like had she made a different decision, it would look a different way. It's kind of like that.
Okay. Similar to incredible movie. The Butterfly Effect. No, it actually doesn't make sense as a reference.
Tell me more. What's The Butterfly Effect?
It's a really bad movie with what's his name? He Ashton Kutcher. It was like in the height of when he was like just everybody's heartthrob at the moment, and it was this idea of like the butterfly effect. Like if you made one decision in this world, then that would have another decision in another world. So maybe it does apply, but it's really a terrible movie. So, but there it is.
If it's useful, it's useful. I'm not going to judge how we
get there.
Do what we do, but it's whatever works. So that's quantum computing roughly at the most basic of levels. And so the news happened on Monday. Google made this big announcement, and then crypto starts dumping. Bitcoin starts dumping.
Okay.
And there's like this sell-off event that happens where like everyone's dumping, and then all the Think Boys start posting their threads about how quantum computing is going to kill Bitcoin. And
man, all the bad things are happening. Market's down. The
everything
boys are typing
all at once.
Make it all stop. Make stop.
So I was like, okay, what's going on here? And it seems like, first of all, it's fine. we're fine. It's
No FUD here.
There's no FUD here. And I will explain why exactly in a bit. But like the TLDR is that everything's going to be fine. But
Great.
it was a fun hysteria that happened for a day. And a bunch of people sold or got liquidated or whatever. Basically, there's a couple ways that quantum computing, as I understand it, could impact crypto. The first one is, which I didn't know actually, is that your private keys and your public keys are actually kind of linked.
Okay.
And a quantum computer could decrypt whatever that link is between the two. So it could be that your private keys could be hacked really easily, and then individual wallets start to get hacked.
Okay.
And like the first one to go would be Satoshi's wallet, which has like however many Bitcoin in it. And then like obviously it just undermines the trust.
Everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
It would destabilize everything. The second thing that could happen is, so what secures the Bitcoin network and like keeps it going is the idea of mining, and all these computers and networks around the world competing to like win and secure each hash. And if quantum computing comes to pass, then presumably a quantum computer or a group of quantum computers would just start winning immediately.
I see.
All of the mining rewards. And then also they would then control Bitcoin. Like there's something called a 51% attack, which is if you own 51% of the network, you can like basically just decide what to do with it. So that would be very bad and destroy everything. So that's the fear. There's a couple of ways that people are thinking about this. The first one is that, first of all, it's extremely early. We're like so early, decades away from anything happening with quantum computing outside of a research lab. And also like it needs to be many multiples more powerful to get to this state. And we're just like, we're not there yet. So the first thing is like just time, and it's just not happening right now. And it's like, even if everything went perfectly, it wouldn't happen for many decades. And that's kind of the first thing. The second thing is there is this idea of quantum proof cryptography. I don't know how much of that is real or how much of that is in research labs, or like how much where people are with quantum proof cryptography. But the idea would be that you would basically like hard fork into quantum proof secure version of Bitcoin and any other crypto that needs it. What I didn't understand was like Bitcoin seems like it's not very updatable. Like there's a lot of stuff that gets thrown around like with Solana and Ethereum and all these other blockchains where they're like, oh, they're kind of fake, whatever, because you can update them. But I looked into it, and basically actually Satoshi on a message board in 2010 wrote about this possibility. And they were like, you would basically just fork into a chain that everyone agreed on would be secure. So it's been thought of, Satoshi thought of it, and there's like this process presumably for what would happen.
Okay. So it kind of seems like this happened and it was a good excuse for lots of people to take some profit.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. Or for people to sell and for them to buy in, at a lower price.
Okay. Very interesting.
Really interesting, yeah. I learned a lot.
Really quick. Yeah. So who had the big breakthrough around the computing?
Google.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I was hoping it would be like MIT, like a non-commercial entity. But no problem.
No worries. I think another big part of this is in the event of a quantum computing breakthrough that was starting to happen and impact our lives, bank accounts, social security, everything starts to then be fair game for hacking things that are far less secure than Bitcoin.
Yeah, like if that is the world we're living in, we're full cyber warfare. Like,
totally.
It's not just Bitcoin.
It's not just Bitcoin. And that the sort of counter to that is, well, the Bank of America software can be upgraded a lot easier than Bitcoin, which is also true. So there's like, some counters to that. But I do think that incentives are aligned in the Bitcoin network enough that like they're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I believe.
Cool. Great stuff. Learned a lot. Thank you very much for your service and your time. Should we talk about Ripple?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm just going to give a quick history on Ripple. Ripple started in 2012. They've been around a long time. And they launched as a alternative ledger to Bitcoin. They also launched XRP, which is the token of Ripple. So that's some level setting. 2020, they're sued by the SEC, the company Ripple, as well as two executives for violating investor protection laws. SEC alleges that Ripple and the two co-founders raised over $1 billion through an unregistered security offering. So they're basically saying that the way in which the Ripple XRP, the Ripple token, created, distributed, whatever, was a security, and they were sued. They then are in legal battles for years with the SEC. And then in 2023, they win the case, and the court finds that the XRP token is in fact not a security. So that happens in 2023. I remember this all happening. It was a big win. Everybody was talking about it. The market was in the shitter. Like, it was peak, basically, bear market.
Bad.
So I don't
Peak
remember.
bad.
Peak bad. I think there was a little pump on the token, but it was more like a win for crypto as a whole and for the reputation of Ripple and the founders. And it was an optics win more than anything. I think there's still some like residual SEC stuff with them, but my understanding is that the main charges were they won, essentially. So that all happens. Then we all forget about her, in my opinion. And then out of like what seems like nowhere to me and all my friends, the XRP token just absolutely starts ripping.
Yeah.
And over the course of 30 days has a 415% explosion. So big, lots of movement on this token. And the highest levels it's seen in 6 years. And one of the big pieces of news is that the market cap becomes the third largest token market cap, surpassing Solana and USDT. So that also becomes part of the story. Like, what the fuck is going on? This token is absolutely ripping. It's past all of these other token market caps, which shouldn't, it shan't. Why is that happening type thing. So why exactly it had such a massive upswing like a few weeks ago or earlier, or not even a few weeks ago, but like earlier this month is a little unclear to me exactly. There are now more announcements that have come out around their plans that make sense for why the token is sustaining the price that it sort of surged to. The main one being that Ripple got final approval from the New York Department of Financial Services to launch their US dollar stablecoin. Okay. So Ripple is going to have a stablecoin. There's a lot of energy around that. And because of that, there was additional movement of the token. And
there's also a lot of stable coins. I'm like, we got...
Totally. Okay. So some of the reasons why people think that this token is going to continue to increase in value and sustain the massive surge that it has is a few reasons. One is that the Ripple ledger is designed for transactions. It's designed for financial transactions, fast and cheap financial transactions that are friendly to institutions. So as more institutional money comes into crypto and they're looking at where to build, it seems that Ripple is a place that people will do that.
They say that about Solana too. They say that about every coin, basically, that is an Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Yeah. I mean, that's a common...
Totally.
Everybody, and also when they say like it's designed for transactions, like all of these are designed for transactions.
Right.
I think winning the legal battle with the SEC was huge and kind of puts them in like a safe space that some of these other tokens and other ledgers and other blockchains won't have the foot to stand on, where they've already been charged by the SEC and won. And so they're sort of past a thing that might happen to these other blockchains. And that's another big reason. So the interesting downstream side effects of this is the XRP army. So all these people that bought a ton of this token or had a ton of this token and have been holding for years, and then all of a sudden now have like huge bags, one, are stoked, and two, are like, what are we going to do with all of this? And so a whole meme coin market on XRP has started to pop up.
Okay.
And it's sort of like a funny downstream consequence of like these very serious things that have happened with this blockchain. The results are a very unserious situation where all of these people,
as we do,
as we love to do. So that's sort of like just a funny thing. All of these new meme coins that are XRP tokens are launching, and the XRP army is excited about it. So that's what's going on. Ripple's launching a stable coin. Their token has ripped over the last few weeks, and meme coins on XRP are a thing, apparently. I have not dabbled
Man, I'm such a hater, and I feel like I need to do some interior work
Soul searching.
to figure out why I'm such a hater.
You wouldn't be a hater if you were holding the token.
I would shit would not be a hater if I was holding the token, but I am not.
You should buy some of the token.
Right.
Just buy some of the token, and you're all of a sudden you'll be incentive aligned with this community.
Snap right into alignment.
XRP army right here amongst us.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, that definitely would change things. But every time I see an XRP story, I'm like, I don't know why.
Well, I think there was a lot of people who were like, this was just generally a very surprising thing to have happened. I'll just say that. I think a lot of people on the timeline, and maybe that's because we're so steeped in ETH culture and community. Yeah. But like everyone on my timeline was like, what? I sold this years ago and can't believe that this is what's happening. So I do think it was a surprising turn of events.
Thank you.
Anytime. The Memecoin section of our chat here.
I can't wait.
So we're just going to briefly touch on two meme coins.
First, before we do that, what's your Memecoin trading week been like? You've been out of the trenches.
I've been out of the trenches. I mean, the reality is we were in offsite planning all week, and like it's impossible to truly operate a business and be in the trenches. Impossible. And all these founders who have legitimate companies that they're quote unquote building, and then like also crushing it trading meme coins, they're not working. I need everybody to know that. Okay?
Like venture-backed founders.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not working if you're in the trenches. It's a different thing. And that's
just because you have to hang out on Telegram all day, or like...
Yeah, you have to be like on the internet, in the chat, watching the charts. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I am bad at it or new to it or whatever. But you also have to have strategies about your public wallets versus your private wallets. I think a lot of these people are like launching their own tokens and distributing those tokens through these chats. It's not happening by accident.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still gambling, but you have to spend a lot of time doing it. So I don't know. I'm feeling like a little bit of like, this week I had some serious work to do. And it took me out of the other work that I'm doing. So yeah, so I haven't been doing a lot of trading. Any trading I've done this week, I maybe up. I'm probably even. I lost some money on some stuff. I made a little bit money on one of the coins we're going to talk about. But I also started to feel broke, like in my dollar bill.
The dollar bill broke?
Bank account.
Tough.
And so I was like, I don't feel like gambling. I have a low tolerance for losing money. And so pulled like some of my positions to more stable situations, and that's where I've been. Also, like, it's really only fun to do with friends, and so I got out of some of the chats, not like left, but just like wasn't in it, and then I was like, okay, I don't really know the landscape. So this week's been slow for me. I plan to get back in the trenches soon. I have a lot of people asking me what to do, which feels bad. Not good. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to navigate that because I want everybody to win for sure.
Everyone sees you and they're like, you've spent your 10,000 hours doing this.
I haven't though. I have not. I have not. So anyway, yeah.
I'm looking at my portfolio right now. Hold on. Let's see where we're at with things.
Also, like the market, because of the what you were talking about, like the quantum computing stuff, and people, and also Bitcoin hitting 100K, people taking profits, like all of the market was kind of like down, and it starts to feel scarier, just to be really honest with you, to do stuff.
You're trading then from a place of fear, which we know
we don't know do. It's not the way to do.
We don't do.
I did buy a Skims jacket with some of my profits, and that feels really good.
That's huge.
Yeah, huge.
I got I think socially engineered into buying a Solana meme coin that it's just keeps going down. So
which
really
one?
Bad.
Name names.
Stonks. Someone was like, "It's gonna be the next thing," of course. And I'm like, "All right, let's jump on board." I mean, I only put like $50 into it, but I'm looking at it now and I'm like,
"That's respectable."
Yeah. No, I didn't go all in on stonks.
I think there are really thinking about when people are like, what's your strategy? What's your meme coin strategy? This is the most honest thing I can say.
Mm-hmm.
I have not had basically any luck with just like random meme coins that people are like trading in these alpha chats or on Friends. My luck has come from either working on projects, meme coin projects that I am friendly with the team and they're like working on a project of some kind, or being so online that I'm like, this meme is popping off. There will be a meme coin, and finding the meme coin and buying into it and then selling very early. I'm not someone who's putting hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars into these coins and holding to the very last moment.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I've made some money. I'm going to take it out. And I'm sure I've squandered many more dollars than I could have had, but that's been my strategy. So I would say those are the two.
It's insider trading or
exactly.
It's trend spotting.
It's trend spotting or insider trading.
Yeah.
And then Maya Vakai, her brother, I love continually referring to him as her brother, because so often it's like this person's wife, and now it's just like my guy's brother. His name is Ravi. I have confirmed. His name is Ravi Bakai. He is the founder of Hype. He did a webinar, 101 meme coin webinar. I did not.
And Hype's an app.
Hype is an app for meme coin trading.
Okay.
My experience of Hype is that it's for genuine shitters, like really low market cap. You're in, you're out. That's what people are doing there. I am in a Hype girls chat where it's a hilarious group chat, and we're talking about different meme coins that are popping off. And there was an image that was posted from the webinar that Ravi did that I think really does a really great job of breaking down like two types of meme coins that exist in the world, and basically saying that there are, and this tracks with insider trading versus trend spotting, that there are basically meme coins that will sustain attention, and those are cults. So that's a blonde or brunette. That's like these types of meme coins that, yes, will have like a crazy spike, but then come down and then sustain because there's a cult or a community or a project or excitement around it that has legitimate strategy behind what it's trying to do.
Okay.
And then there are meme coins that are pure trends, and they're not going to be sustained. They're trend hijacking. They're something that is taken off on TikTok or the news, and that goes then to a coin, and then that pops off and will dump. And his advice on this slide was essentially know what type of coin you're getting into. And when you are putting your money in, you're making a bet and you're making a assessment on whether you think that this thing will have some sustained value, or this thing is going to pump and then totally dump, and you're keeping an eye on it to know when to get out.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really helpful because I have seen the two different, that has been my experience between these different types of meme coins. One last thing that I'll end on that I thought was so funny in this group chat that I'm in, and part of why I think I'm having a lot of fun with meme coins, is because I'm so online and I love pop culture. And so there's, in this chat, someone posts a Twitter link that says Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly have split just months before the arrival of their baby. And it's a picture of the two of them looking ridiculous because they're ridiculous people. And then then the person who sent it said, who was addressing this? And I loved it. I loved it because I was like, that's actually what meme coins are. Like, you could take this and decide that you were going to name their baby and launch a meme coin and like go market it to shit and have all these people buy into it as the trend of the moment and like trend hijack and create an economy around a really silly, ridiculous moment that's happening in pop culture. And who's addressing this is just like such a hilarious way to position it.
Such a funny way to talk about it. So funny. So funny.
So that's my meme coin update.
Wow. Thank you so much.
It's like holding your hands to a fire. Okay. Thanks for listening. And that's all.
That's it. Thanks.